Welcome to our continuing series Questions and Answers from the works of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. Today's subject is Challenges Part 1 from the Mother. Note written by Mother in English. My Lord, through me thou hast challenged the world, and all the adverse forces have risen in protest. But thy grace is winning the victory. In fact, following the supramental manifestation of February 29, 1956, all of Mother's physical difficulties increased, as though all the obscurities in the physical consciousness were surging forth beneath the pressure of the new light. The same observation applies to the disciples who were around Mother and undoubtedly to the world as a whole. A strange, mysterious acceleration was beginning to take hold of the world. Disciple: Mother, I have to pay certain bills of the blanchisserie. I have got the sum, but the bills will take some time to come. My reason says, since I know that I have to pay the bills, I must keep the amount. If I give it to you, it will be like challenging the grace. But another part of me says, don't worry, give the money away. More will come when the bills arrive. Neither idea is stronger than the other. In such cases, what is the proper way of taking a decision? Mother: once the mind has started working, it hampers the action of the grace. So it is better to keep the money. But to take up some work which is after all not at all indispensable and not even surely useful, and which is extremely dangerous, counting on the divine protection to save us from all possible consequences, this is a movement which is like a challenge to the divine, and the divine will never accept it. From Sri Aurobindo. I look at these things from a more impersonal, or if you like, a personal impersonal point of view. There is on one side my effort at perfection for myself and others, and for the possibility of a greater perfection in a changed humanity. On the other side, there is a play of forces, some favoring it, but more trying to prevent it. The challenge I speak of comes from these forces. On one side, it is a pressure from the pro-forces saying, your work is not good enough, learn to do better. On the other side, it is a pressure from the contrary forces saying, your work? It is a delusion and error, a poor mediocre thing, and we will trample and break it to pieces. I recognize in it the challenge of the forces, and once I recognize that in whatever field, I never think myself entitled to ignore it. If it is a challenge to do better from the favorable forces, I must see that and get it done. If it is a challenge from the other forces, I must see that too and know how far it is justifiable, or else what can be put against it. This is what I have always done, both in my own yoga, looking carefully to see what was imperfect in the instrumentation of my own consciousness as a vehicle of the manifestation, and working to set it right, or else maintaining what was right against all challenge. I am impelled to this labor by the necessity of turning the mind of young India to our true riches, our real source of power, purification, and hope for the future, and of safeguarding it in the course of its search both from false lights and from the raucous challenges and confident discouragements cast at us by the frail modern spirit of denial. I write not for the orthodox, nor for those who have discovered a new orthodoxy, Samaj or Panth, nor for the unbeliever. I write for those who acknowledge reason but do not identify reason with Western materialism, who are skeptics but not unbelievers, who, admitting the claims of modern thought, still believe in India, her mission and her gospel, her immortal life and her eternal rebirth.